Shalom and welcome to Mitzvah Torah. This year is entitled, Does the philosophy of a mitzvah play a role in the halachic formulation of a mitzvah? Fascinating question. You have a certain reason behind the mitzvah, and what if it doesn't apply in this case? Or you think it doesn't apply in this case or that case? Does it play a role and change the halacha? So anyone familiar with the halachic system will say, absolutely not. Hey, who says that you can even know what the philosophy is behind a mitzvah? And even if the Torah tells you what the philosophy is behind the mitzvah, once you start tinkering with the system, it's over. And we've seen others who've played around, tinkered with the system, different movements in Judaism. Once you start playing around with the halachic system, well, in this case, it doesn't apply for this reason. It doesn't apply in that case. It's over. It's over. Solomon Shecht 100 years ago, who was a scholar, Yodea Sefer, master of the Cairo Geniza, he knew other things as well. A little tinkering with the system here and there. Concept of Minhag America, certain things don't apply in America anymore. It was for Europe, and it doesn't apply in this situation. I don't think he ever would be happy about where the conservative movement went over 100 years. You start playing around with the philosophy and the halacha and mixing the two together, it could be a disaster. So why even ask such a question? The obvious answer is no. And guess what? Not true. Not true, at least from the Gemara's times. There's an amazing case in the Gemara in Sanhedrin, Chaf Aleph, Amud Aleph, Nun Daled, Amud Aleph, and other places in Shas as well, where there's a discussion of Darshinan Taima Dekra. The rabbis have a right to doresh, analyze the reason of a pasuk and apply it. So a king can't take too many wives because it's going to start, bring him off the path. He'll be focused on the wrong things. It'll be too much. But what if this king knows he can handle it? And the whole reason is it's going to bring him off the path, and he knows it won't. So even if you say theoretically he could know that, he won't. But halacha is halacha. Or no, maybe he could go ahead. So Rosh Shimon and Yehuda argue that out. And then you have another case in the Dalit by bestiality, where the pasuk Hachem Kadosha says that we killed the animal who was involved in the act, and why? And depending on the reason why we killed the animal, so that might apply. What if it was a case where bestiality with a Gentile? What about bestiality with a Katan? What about bestiality with someone who didn't know it was even wrong to do? So they apply the reason to different cases. That's Darshinan Taima Dekra. We analyze the reasons. It's fascinating if one looks at the Aruch Laner and Nandalin and Sanhedrin, looks at Sanhedrin Katana commentaries in Sanhedrin. They both say that's really that Rav Shimon Yehuda both hold to an extent you can be doresh. The reason, the philosophical reason, you can look into. It's not like one says, "Oh, we don't have any idea what the reasons are." We both agree there's reasons, but when you bring it down, halacha l'maaseh, you change halacha based on it. That's where there's an argument. That's where there's an argument. So that's a fascinating topic. So there was a certain leeway, according to in the Machlokas from Yehuda, about possibly bringing in the time of the Dekra. Of course, even according to those opinions that said you darshin in time of the Dekra, you analyze the reason and it could affect law. That was a science, an understanding, a knowledge from a few thousand years ago that Tanaim had possibly, and they can incorporate it. For us, mere mortals, we have to have a mechitza, a separation between the philosophy behind the halacha and the halacha itself. And the two shall not meet unless it's clear in the halacha, built into the halacha, it's clear that the reason